I've been installing a water maker on our sailboat Atticus II so that we can raise our daughter off-grid and out in nature.
I feel like I end up in some really weird situations when it comes to doing stuff like this.
But right now, the boat is a total mess.
That's fiberglass dust. Desiree is going to kill me.
And I've still got a ton of work to do before my wife and baby move back aboard.
Yeah, you like epoxy?
Honestly, I have no idea how I'm gonna pull this off. All right, so the epoxy is cured, and man, is it strong. I can even stand on it, and it's super, super solid. So now what I need to do is just sand all of this epoxy. You can't really get epoxy to stick to cured epoxy. You need to scuff it up and create an etched surface. Okay, so next step, I'm going to clean everything real good with acetone. I'm basically just gonna lay out fiberglass onto the piece and then mark it the way that I wanna cut it, and then cut it, and then do that for all the pieces of fiberglass until we're ready to do this thing. All right, there's the first one done. This is the biggest one that we're gonna do. So now I'm gonna mix what I've heard called a slurry, which is just a slightly thickened epoxy. I'm gonna apply that to the raw fiberglass that I ground into, and hopefully, since it's a little thick, it'll kind of fill in the little imperfections that I created when I was grinding it. That's good. Onto the strips. Trying to change gloves because my other ones were super fiberglassy, but my hands are so sweaty. I can barely get them on. All right, sweet, so we are looking really good, and we're ready for the final stage, which is putting on the peel ply. We basically put it on as if it's fiberglass, make sure that the epoxy that's already covering everything absorbs into this, and then tomorrow we come back when it's all cured and we actually peel this off, and it leaves a texture that's immediately ready for paint or anything to adhere to it. So yeah, we're gonna let this cure overnight, then tomorrow I'll clean it up and then paint it, and then we can mount the freaking water maker. Oh yes, we will have a water maker on the boat. So freaking exciting. Okay, so while the epoxy and the fiberglass is all curing, I'm going to start basically routing all of the hoses for the water maker, and that means cutting a whole bunch of holes through the bulkheads.
It's funny, it's oddly liberating to have these barriers in your path and then just drilling giant holes through everything until you can run what you need to run. Not gonna lie, one of my favorite parts of these kinds of projects.
Yes, okay, that's gonna do it. Okay, how freaking thick is that? 2.5 inches. Holy sh**. Well, that's exciting. I plugged in my first thing. Yes. Oh, okay. Got it in.
Kind of funny. I feel like I end up in some really weird situations when it comes to doing stuff like this.
So it's, okay. It's 5:30. Normally I would quit right now so I could go walk Oso, maybe take Issa so that Desiree could have some time to cook or something. But I just talked to Desiree on the phone, and we're both down for me to just push. I'm just gonna push as late as I can go, just so that we can hopefully move on to a relatively clean and civilized boat, because right now, you've got the epoxy zone in the V-berth, all of that crap, the mattress from the V-berth over here. I got a bunch of tools. Oh, pee bucket, nice one. And then all the stuff here. Yeah, obviously, there's a lot of stuff that needs to get put away. I won't finish tonight, but I'm gonna keep pushing. All right,
so I think this is my favorite part of any fiberglassing project. Getting to peel the peel ply and then getting to paint it, because it's so gratifying. All the hardest stuff is over and it's gonna look like it belongs here, like it's been a part of the boat for a while. And just getting to peel the peel ply is just one of those super satisfying things. It's like popping bubble wrap or something. It's like brain candy. All right, so there you go. There's the peel ply. Woo! So this is what you want from peel ply. You can even hear it in my fingers as they run along it. It's got like a rough texture, but it's a very uniformly rough texture. But there are a couple little bubbles where the peel ply wasn't able to actually adhere. I'm just gonna take my sander real quick and scuff those up, and then we're gonna paint this bad boy. All right, so while we are waiting for that paint to dry, it is time to continue to do the hose running and wire running for the water maker. So here in the compartment that has almost all of the water maker stuff, we have the old hot water and cold water inlet hoses for the sink. Now we no longer need the hot water, so I'm going to delete that entire hose. So I'm actually gonna install a fitting way down the line. And then the cold water hose that we have here, I need to put in an adapter. So I gotta install that adapter and run that hose to the Z-Ion unit. And then once that's done, I'm going to run the power cables from the feed pump here all the way back to the switchboard so that we can power the unit. Unfortunately, we need to use really heavy 4-gauge cable, which is just, it's a pain to work with, but it's what we gotta do. So I'm gonna run that back through the boat. All right. Here we are. So we got the water maker here ready to go in. We got the shelf. Hell yeah, that's the sound I like to hear, man. This thing is super strong. So I'm going to get the water maker in here, which is easier said than done. Okay, all right, oh yeah. Look at that. Oh my God. I do all that measuring and I plan and I plan and I plan, but when it actually fits and it works and it looks great, I'm like blown away. I'm like, holy shit, it fits. Can you believe it? I mean, it's not even tight. I'm really happy with how much space there is, so if I ever have to do maintenance or anything, I can work on it, no problem. All right, so I'm gonna mark these mounting positions so that we can mount this bad boy. Oh God. Okay, let's get you in there, big boy. It's in. Oh, yeah, that's the one thing about this compartment is if something falls to the bottom, the only way to get to it is like diving in head first. There goes my hat. Got it. Oh God. Okay, that's it. So the water maker is mounted. I'm super happy with absolutely everything about this setup. Okay, so far we've got everything in here finished. We've got everything over there in that cabinet and the through hole and the seacock finished, but that whole area isn't connected to this area at all yet. So we need to get power supply going this way. We've got a communication wire, and we've got 2 hoses that we need to run from this compartment to that compartment over there. Unfortunately, there's no really simple or obvious way that we can do that. This whole compartment is functionally isolated from that compartment. You have nothing but bare hull separating those 2 compartments. So what I'm gonna have to do is drill holes through the bottom of the V-berth, get hoses going underneath these slats, coming up to here, out of this slat, traveling under this shelf, and then into this compartment. And then from that compartment, it can get down into that compartment. I'm hoping that this won't be too much of an eyesore. I'm gonna try to hide the hose and wire as much as possible. First step is I need to remove these slats so that I can drill those holes. Dang, that was freaking beautiful. It's like the edge of the hole is basically almost flush with the inside of the hull down here.
Okay, it's late again. I need to stop working for the day. My brain's just not working anymore. We are splashing tomorrow, and then the next day we move on to the boat. And so I need to get a lot done tomorrow, including put the boat in the water. It's gonna be a very, very intense, mad push.
Splashing is always a bit of a nerve-wracking thing. I'm always very excited to get the boat back in the water, but the whole thing happens so quickly, and there's so many things that could go wrong that it always ends up being a very intense time for me.
Okay, I'll check for leaks. Give me just a minute.
At this stage, I always double check that the boat isn't taking on any water.
Shaft seal's good so far.
And it's important that I do this while we're still in the slings, so that no matter what, the boat isn't going to sink until I've had a chance to check everything.
No leaks at the new seacock. No leaks at the below the waterline fittings. Okay, I think we're leak free. Let's see if this engine starts up.
Now, this was my first time docking Atticus II by myself, and even though the harbor was glassy calm, it was still a big step for me, and I was a bit nervous. Someone from the yard was able to give me a hand with the ground lines, and the whole operation went really smooth. And even though it was a very simple procedure, I love how boats are constantly forcing me to push my limits one small step at a time.
Okay, we are in the water, which is just so much nicer. It's like quieter out here, it's more peaceful. And I'm like the tiniest bit seasick. I haven't been on the water in 2.5 weeks now. When I'm normally living on the boat, I don't feel the motion at all. But right now I'm kind of like, whoa, boy, okay. Anyway, okay, so next step is I'm gonna reinstall this trim. And what I need to do with this big piece is figure out where I'm gonna make my cut and how big that cut is so that these hoses can kind of exit this hidden area. There we go. Cool, so now the trim is in, so it's just a matter of getting everything tidied up. So basically zip tying everything into place till I get to that filter access compartment, and then I can finalize everything by cutting the hoses and connecting it. Okay, next I gotta install the digital display, this bad boy. So I'm gonna install it right here just above the breaker panel. Like a freaking glove, man. Look at that. Okay, so there is one more thing that we need to do for this water maker. I promise this is it. This is the end. This is the product water tube. So this is where the fresh drinking water exits the water maker and goes to our tank. So I'm gonna have this little tube come out of right here because the fill hoses for all of the tanks are here on the starboard side of the boat. And the first one is right here in Desiree's closet. And so I actually already have the parts for a tee, basically, to just tee this into the fill hose. It actually just popped off a little bit. Oh my God. Man, I just need a little bit more. Okay, the water maker's installed, and it's like 8 o'clock at night, and I haven't eaten all day today. I didn't take a single break to do anything. Oh my God. So tomorrow morning, I can come and just clean everything and then get the boat livable. Hopefully by like, I think our checkout at the Airbnb is like 10:30. This whole thing worked out really poorly. I thought I was gonna have this done days ago. All right, good morning. Today is move aboard day, and I've got a couple hours to completely clean the boat before Desiree and the baby moves aboard. But as I'm walking through the yard, it's such a beautiful day today. There's something really nice about boatyards early in the morning. Only a handful of people here. It's quiet, and it's just this like peaceful place with all these boats all over the place. I don't know, if you love boats as much as I do, a boatyard on a early Saturday morning is a kind of a magical place. Okay, we've got a lot of work to do. Desiree and Isabella are moving on the boat at 11. It is 6:50, so we've got 4 hours till we've got baby on board. Okay, well, it's time for me to head over and help Desiree move everything, but I think I did pretty good. The boat looks pretty darn good, man. I'm pretty proud of myself. I do still have a lot of tools and crap that I need to stow, but that we can do over the next couple days. And then here's all the crap that like got displaced. But this is a very livable space. So let's go get the baby. How's it going over here, ladies?
Good. We got a little teething baby here.
So get your tail out of here. You think she's teething?
I think so, yeah. She's just a little bit more fussy, and she's been constantly chewing on my finger.
Is that what's going on with Oso? Is he teething? What's wrong with you, buddy? What is he doing, huh? Is he a silly dog?
Yeah.
So how's it feel to be back on the boat?
Feels really good. I know it's gonna be like a really chaotic next couple of weeks and just restocking the refrigerator and everything, but we'll get there. Yeah, I feel kind of guilty. Actually, I feel really guilty, but like we left the boat for 2 weeks while you just slaved away and got all this stuff done. Then you cleaned the boat for us to get here, and you put all of our stuff in the Uber and carried it here personally. All I've been doing is like playing with Issa and air conditioning. Yeah. Feels really, really good. Thanks, bud.
Good, buddy.
Yeah.
Love you.
Love you. This is like the best Mother's Day present.
It's not Mother's Day, is it?
No, it's still.
Oh, God. For a second, I was like, no!
I think it's next weekend.
Okay, buddy. I am now going to start our water maker for the first time.
All right.
And my question is, how does that make you feel?
Makes me feel like you're an Energizer bunny.
Yeah.
I'm so tired. Like, let's read this book over and over and over again and zone out and not care about the rest of the world. And you're just like, let me test out the water maker right now.
Buddy, you might have this much energy if you had like nearly died every day for like a week trying to get this thing done. So we are going to power this bad boy up. There we are. Oh baby, system starting. Oh my God, it's happening. Do you hear things?
Yeah, I can hear something.
Things are
Is that
happening.
good or bad?
I think it's good. Okay, definitely stuff getting pushed through the discharge hose. Yeah, I think that noise is all the air bubbles getting worked through the system, and then yeah, as the air bubbles get worked out, that noise goes away. Yeah. Okay, so no leaks. Let's check in here. Yeah, no leaks here so far. Oh my gosh, you have no idea how excited I am. Whoa, check it out. Okay, so we got the feed pressure, which is nominal if it's between 80 and 100, that's good. Filter conditions, so that's like sensing the vacuum, like the suction. Quality of the product water, 160 parts per million, which is really, really good. And then this is the speed, like the pressure, so we're at high pressure. I can actually hit that button and it'll go down to low pressure, it'll use less power and produce less water. So right now we're doing 13
8.2 gallons per hour. I'm calling it. The watermaker project is over. We're watching a show using our Starlink internet. We're making water right now, and then here in a bit we'll probably do some laundry using the water that we made, and all of that is being powered by our solar panels and our lithium batteries. Oh, wow. We are truly ready to live off grid, buddy.
Hooray!
Put your hands up. Yeah, put your hands up. Do the watermaker dance. Making water. Yeah, making water. Yeah, making water. Yeah.